These are the top 9 scariest Bigfoot videos ever recorded. On April 2, 2021, the Yowie research team set out on a journey to the Gold Coast hinterland, a place well known for possible Yowie sightings. The Yowie is often called Australia's version of Bigfoot. After 2 days of exploring, they set up camp deep in the thick forests of Springbrook National Park, hoping to find signs of the creature. After dinner, Buck Bingham, eager to test out their new thermal camera, wandered a short distance away from the campfire. As he scanned the surroundings, something unusual caught his eye. 2 massive heat signatures about 50 meters away. Through the lens, Buck saw a large head peeking from behind a tree stump. He zoomed in and was stunned to see the glowing outlines of 2 towering figures, each 8 to 9 feet tall. Just as he was about to hit record again, the creatures vanished into the night, leaving Buck in shock. When the team later reviewed the footage, they couldn't shake the feeling that they might have encountered the legendary Yowie. Meanwhile, in late October 2020, a father and his son were driving through Logan Canyon, Utah, a well-known area for rifle hunting. Everything seemed normal until they spotted something strange near the creek bed. At first, they assumed it was just another hunter, but something felt off. The figure wasn't wearing any orange, a crucial safety requirement during hunting season, and its movements were unusual, calm and deliberate, not like the typical heavy steps of someone trekking through the wilderness. Curious but cautious, the father didn't investigate further at the time. However, the sighting lingered in his mind. A few days later, he returned with the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization to take a closer look. Together, they compared the mysterious figure's size to a 6.6, 200-pound man, and the realization was startling. The figure they had seen was easily between 7 and 8 feet tall, with a much wider build than any ordinary human. Whatever they had witnessed wasn't normal, leaving them with an eerie sense of the unknown. While these sightings were happening in the wilds of Utah and Australia, another Sasquatch enthusiast in 2012, Scott Carpenter, had a strange encounter in the woods of Tennessee. While on one of his hunts, he captured footage of a mysterious white figure crouching behind thick foliage. The sight was unsettling, and though it wasn't crystal clear, it was enough to get people talking. Known for his persistence in the Bigfoot community, Scott's reputation added weight to the footage, making it hard to ignore. While some skeptics quickly dismissed it as a trick of the light, Scott wasn't convinced. His dedication to finding the truth kept the discussion alive, with people wondering what the figure could really be. Scott's determination left everyone eager to see what he might discover next in his ongoing quest to uncover the mystery of Sasquatch. Speaking of dedication, Robert Dodson, another Sasquatch hunter, took a more hands-on approach. On September 16, 2014, Dodson went into the thick woods of Oklahoma, focused on one goal: to attract Bigfoot. He carefully set up bait traps with fruit and meat, hoping the smells would bring the creature out. The night was quiet, and the air felt heavy as he watched the tree line for any movement. Hours passed, and just when he thought about giving up, something strange happened. His flashlight caught sight of glowing eyes looking at him from behind a tree. Dodson's heart raced, a mix of fear and excitement filling him. This was the moment he had been waiting for. Even though his camera battery was almost dead, of course at the worst possible time, he ran toward the eyes, hoping to get closer. But in a flash, the creature dashed away, disappearing into the darkness as if it had never been there. Later, when he calmed down and went back to the spot, Dodson guessed the figure was about 8 feet tall, based on the height of the tree it was hiding behind. Was it Bigfoot? He couldn't be sure, but the memory of those glowing eyes stuck with him, leaving him to wonder what he really saw that night in the woods. Next, in 2013, just a day before Halloween, brothers John and Joel Brown sat outside their rural property, the crisp night air filled with the quiet hum of the countryside. They had experienced strange occurrences before, enough to make them cautious. That's why they borrowed a thermal camera from researchers at the Olympic Project, hoping to capture something out of the ordinary should it happen again. As they sat there, watching the dark landscape, the stillness was suddenly interrupted by strange knocking sounds echoing through the night. It was eerie, but not entirely unfamiliar. The brothers exchanged nervous glances, their senses on high alert. Then, in the distance, something caught their eye through the thermal camera. Among a herd of cows in the field, a heat signature stood out, a figure that didn't match any of the animals. Its shape was different, its movement deliberate. Joel quickly started recording, but by the time he focused on the figure, it had moved about 120 feet away, slipping through the shadows like it knew it was being watched. When they later reviewed the footage, researchers were stunned. They estimated that whatever they had seen was at least 7 feet tall and 4 feet wide. The size alone ruled out any normal animal, but skeptics still chimed in, suggesting it could have been a cow. The brothers, however, knew better. The thermal camera didn't show any ears on the figure, a detail that haunted them. They had seen cows before, but this was something else entirely. Whatever it wasn't livestock. The brothers were left wondering what exactly had crossed their path that eerie night. In another strange incident, on January 15, 2016, a YouTuber named Angie Sad captured bizarre footage on her property. As she walked outside, filming casually with her phone, a fast-moving figure zipped through the frame at an unbelievable speed. This wasn't the only time something like this had been caught on camera. On August 8, 2013, Bill and Wendy were driving through the beautiful landscapes of Canada when they decided to take a short hike into the forest. About 200 feet in, they noticed a large, hairy figure about 100 feet away. At first, Bill thought it was a bear looking for food. However, as he looked closer, he realized it didn't resemble any bear he had seen before. Feeling scared, they quickly turned and ran back to their car, worried that the creature might follow them. Once they were safely inside, they watched the shaky video they had taken. The figure was hard to see, but its size was strange. Curious, they began to research other sightings in the area. Their encounter sparked an interest in Bigfoot, and they found many stories about others who had seen the creature. Though some people might say they just imagined it, Bill and Wendy knew what they saw. Their hike turned into an unforgettable adventure, giving them a story to share for years to come. Just like them, Timber Giant, a dedicated Sasquatch researcher, has spent nearly 30 years looking for proof of the mysterious creature. On September 15, 2013, while exploring the woods of southern Ontario, he suddenly heard a strange sound that made him stop in his tracks: stone knocking. It was an unusual sound that caught his attention immediately. Curious and excited, Timber Giant followed the noise and saw a reddish figure about 100 feet away. He could hardly believe his eyes when he realized what he was looking at. With adrenaline pumping through him, he raised his camera and started to film, knowing this could be a significant moment in his research. As he recorded, his heart raced. The figure appeared to be aware of his presence, moving in a way that suggested intelligence. Just as he thought he was capturing something amazing, the creature vanished, leaving him both thrilled and confused. Later, as he reviewed the footage, he realized he might have captured a real sighting of Sasquatch. Sharing his discovery with other researchers sparked lively discussions about how Sasquatch might communicate, especially through stone knocking. This debate stirred up curiosity among fellow enthusiasts. Ultimately, Timber Giant's experience reminded him that the search for Sasquatch is not just about finding proof, but it's also about the excitement of the adventure and the stories that come from the wild. With renewed energy, he packed his gear for the next trip, eager to uncover more secrets hidden in the woods, knowing that every sound and sight adds to the larger story of this mysterious creature. And, in October 2022, a TikTok user named California Dream 1382 uploaded a video showing a similar creature leaping from a tree. But what made this sighting particularly strange was that the creature's eyes were visible even when the rest of its body wasn't. Whether you believe in Bigfoot or not, these encounters, from Utah to Australia to Tennessee, all add to the ongoing mystery of what might be lurking in the woods. With cameras and thermal equipment at the ready, who knows what might be captured next? If you ever find yourself in the wilderness, remember, hit record, because you never know when you'll capture the next big piece of evidence.